C.D. Uhlmann reporting for TTN-HD Production Live, here with casting director Marsha Chesley. What inspired you to become a casting director?
I'm not sure you could say inspired. I don't think any casting director would tell you that when they were little people, 3, 4, 5 years old, they thought, gee, when I grow up, I'm going to be a casting director. It doesn't work that way. We all sort of came at it from various routes. For me, I had been a bit of a child actor. I did a lot of radio and non-professional, but not school productions, or semi-professional, you might say. And when I went through university, there was no such thing as there is now, getting a BFA and being in the arts and still getting an education. So you either quit school to go and pursue this, or you kept going to school. I kept going to school, and I became a high school teacher. And at a certain point, I really missed the arts, and I started auditioning for non-union theater things, and didn't quite understand the way that it worked. But what they did was they would take everybody who signed in to audition for one production, and they would pass it to another producer who was looking, because they had no network to tell people auditions were happening. So you started to get calls saying, would you please come and audition for this? And when I got those calls, I thought, I'm brilliant. My Academy Award is around the corner. I got called back a lot, but I never got cast. And I got one of those calls asking me to audition for something that was going to be in, I think it was Sudbury or North Bay, in the middle of winter. And when I hung up the phone, I realized I don't want to go to Sudbury in the middle of winter. And it was a light bulb moment I'm very grateful for, because it told me it wasn't in my blood. And everything I've done since has proven that, you know, an actor who's got this in their bones and in their blood, they don't even care where it is. Their bag is packed and they go. But I did hand in my resignation as a teacher and started pursuing actively, looking for a job in this business. And it was a very long route, and there was a brand new casting department being started by C.D.C. They'd never had one before. And I heard about it and kept trying to get an interview to be seen for it. And eventually they returned my call, and so I started at the very bottom of the very first C.D.C casting department, which no longer exists, but that's how it began. So I came at it, I was looking for researching jobs, thinking that I speak French, and so I thought maybe that's where I would end up. I just didn't know, but I knew I wanted something, and that's how it happened.
What has been the most rewarding part of casting so far?
For me, I absolutely love, well, there's two parts to that. The first day of auditions, when you hear the words on the page being spoken by good actors and you really get a sense of it, I find that always very exciting. I love the whole audition process, but the first day is really exciting. And then the first time that you see the show, whether sometimes I get to see it during editing, maybe a fine cut or something, or if not, the first time I see it on television or in a theater, I love that. I find it very exciting.
What's the most challenging part of being a casting director?
Well, it's, you know, you want to do the best. I think every single casting director I know, they're very dedicated. It's a very odd skill set that you need to be a casting director. And you have to be organized, but you also have to be creative. You have to have a business sense because you're doing contracts and so on, but you can't ever lose sight of the fact that it's creative. You have to be good with people. You're dealing with delicate egos on both sides, both the actors and the creative on the other side. I guess juggling all of that, that's difficult. Doing the actual job is in a way less challenging. It's fun. Yeah. You know, going to the theater, meeting new people, checking out new actors, that's fun. It's the other part that's probably more and finding work. You have to expend as much effort sometimes in finding the work as in doing the work, getting someone to hire me.
What's the number one mistake that actors make when they come and audition for you?
Wow. Number one mistake. I would say anyone today who doesn't come with their material memorized, That used to be a problem years ago. Today it's less and less a problem. I find the actors today just work so hard, and they are pretty dedicated. And it's a different thing to forget, to have memorized, and then because of nerves forget. We all understand that. It's when they clearly haven't made the attempt to memorize, it's very difficult. You can't see them properly, and they can't take direction properly. So I would guess that's probably the biggest mistake.
What advice would you give to an upcoming casting director?
Casting director. Oh, I thought you were going to say actor. To an upcoming casting director. Gee, that's really tough. I guess, as I said, it's a two-pronged business. It's learning the actors, knowing who the actors are, but it is also making friends amongst the producers and the people who are going to hire you. Let's see. I don't know what advice. I guess just plugging. It's an investment in time. That is clear. I don't think anyone can hang up a shingle today and say, I'm a casting director. There has to have been a route to get there. And that's why, if you spoke to other casting directors, they come from such roundabout ways. Some who in the old days came at it from being agents or from being actors. Some of the best ones in the old days came at it from being continuity people. There's usually some other route. It's odd to have someone just suddenly say, gee, I want to be casting. Today, with more and more programs in universities and colleges and that kind of thing, you will find some people who are starting out, and through the process in their schooling, they have to do all the jobs, and they lean towards one thing or another. And so we do have some, at least I do, because I teach a lot in the school, in those programs, who will say, you know, through this process, I come to really love casting. When I came in, I thought I'd do something else. But so that's what we find now.
What are your goals for the future?
To keep working and to, you know, I love it. So I do really want to keep working as long as people will hire me to do it. I really feel very, very fortunate that I've been able to, that I found my way into this thing really almost by accident. And I love it and have continued to love it. And of course there's frustrations, but I just want to continue to work.
How did it feel to win a Gemini Award?
It's very exciting. I guess you can say it's every cliche you've ever heard. I said to people, to my friends afterwards, that it was my Julia Roberts moment, where, you know, I got my name called and it was mispronounced, but I knew it was me. And you go up there and you look around and it is overwhelming, and then, you know, they come and whisk you off to the media room and all that. It's very exciting, but I think for me, I was so pleased to have an opportunity to thank George F. Walker and his creative partner, Danny Romaine. I did, before the show I won for, I did This Is Wonderland, then the series that I won was called The Line, and then Living in Your Car was also their show, and working with them is just a dream. To hear these brilliant words that they write, spoken by the best actors in the country, and just helping to bring their creative vision to light, I loved every minute of it. So to win awards for that, on top of getting to do the work, I was so thrilled to be able to thank them publicly, and I still feel that way.
And where's the best place to find out more information on you and on your casting online?
My website, I think, is probably the most obvious, which is marshachesleykasting.com.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Marsha, and best of luck with all of your upcoming projects, and congratulations on all of those so far.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you. I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for TTN-HD Production Live, here with Marsha Chesley of Marsha Chesley Casting.